Hello you guys, welcome to a new video. It is 1:26 and we're just taking our first order. It has been brutal. I don't know, let me know if you guys are experiencing the same thing, but ever since school started back up, it has been really brutal, which I mean, it makes sense, I guess. Speaking of school though, the only other offers I've gotten today are 2 orders going to the school, which those are not fun at all, so I really don't want to do those anyway. But one was $4 to go to Little Caesars and one was $2 to go to McDonald's, and I declined both because $4 just wasn't enough, you know, to have to go to school and figure out where this person was going to be, and $2 was definitely not enough. So anyway, declined those, and now we are at KFC, so I'm going to go in and see if this order is ready. I got the KFC order delivered. It was leave it door, ring the doorbell, and all that fun stuff. And now I am at this tea place, this drink place, to pick up I think it's $4.50 order going to a local business. So probably can't record the drop off. And the parking over there is not good, so I'm not super thrilled about it. But anyway, we'll get it done. Well, I got the drink dropped off. Like I said, it was going to a place of business. I think it was like a loan place maybe. They did have parking on the side of the building, which I wasn't aware of. It did say for customers only, but I was in and out within 30 seconds, so it's okay. When I went into the drink place to pick up the drink, there was like 3 employees in there, and one of them was this guy, and he was making a drink, and he turned around and he goes, "There you are," and I was like, "Oh, hello, like, how are you?" you know? And I just didn't say anything because I was like, "What?" And he kept like turning to face me and then turning to, you know, tend to the drink he was making. So I couldn't fully hear or understand what he was saying, but he said something about it shows you've been here for 3 minutes or something like that. And he was like, but you weren't in the building. And I was like, what are you? I didn't know what to say because I couldn't read his tone. So I was like, oh, really? You know? And he was like, really? And I was like, are you good? Like, I don't know what was going on with that. I couldn't tell. Like I said, I couldn't read his tone if he was like saying that the app was acted up because clearly I wasn't there, if I wasn't coming in, or I don't know. Can they see our location? I'm not sure, because I was waiting in the mall parking lot when I got that order, and that's where that drink place is at the mall. So maybe it just showed that I was close by the whole time or something. I don't know if they can see our location. I wouldn't think so, but I think it does tell them when we arrive at the store, which I did mark that I arrived, and then I filmed that little clip, and then I went in, but it was probably only like a minute, so I don't know. But anyway, I couldn't tell if he was upset or if he was just confused or what the deal was, but I kind of felt like I caught a little attitude, and I didn't know how to respond to it, so I just didn't say anything else, and he walked off. He wasn't even the one making my drink. One of the other ladies went and grabbed it and handed it to me, so I was like, I don't know. We went out last night. As you saw, yesterday was not the best day. I only got a couple orders. So we went out last night, got a couple more orders, and called it quits after that. I tried to heat my leftovers, which was just some spaghetti, in the microwave, and I dropped the bowl that they were in, and it was in and it was a glass bowl because we switched to glass containers instead of plastic. And so I dropped it. My spaghetti went everywhere. The glass shattered, went literally everywhere. I spent probably 30 minutes making sure that I swept it all up. I vacuumed on top of it, and I hope I got it all up so that neither of us gets glass in our freaking feet or something. Well, I decided to switch it to earn by time just to see if that would change anything. And about 10 minutes after doing so, I got my first order. So, it does show that there's a $1 tip. I got the Wendy's picked up eventually. It did take a little while. They had a few DoorDashes on the screen, and the customer messaged me and asked if they could get barbecue sauce, because I guess they put no sauce on their order for some reason. So anyway, I go in and I'm like, hey, I have a DoorDash for this person, and I said they asked if they could get barbecue sauce. Like, oh, that order is going to be a while, and she's like, it's a big order of nuggets, and I was like, it's just a 10-piece meal, but okay. So I just was like, okay, whatever. And then I waited a minute, and she was like talking to the other employees, and she was like, what do we put that big order of nuggets in? And I'm like, what is she talking about? It's 10-piece nuggets. So then I asked her, I'm like, do you not have a DoorDash for this person? And she was like, oh, I don't see that one. And then another lady comes over and she's like, oh, they're on this computer, but they didn't go to that computer. So she sent them through and then they started making it. But anyway, I go and get it delivered. And it was supposed to be a PIN required delivery, but the lady that came out, I don't think is the lady that ordered, because she was on the phone with what I'm assuming was the person that actually ordered. They said something about the food and she was like, I'm outside, I'm getting it. And so I handed her the food and she grabs it and walks off. And I'm like, thank you. And then like I was going to say, you know, what's the PIN code? And she just walked off. So I was like, you know what? She doesn't seem like she's in the mood for me to bug her again about the PIN. So I just did the little PIN wasn't provided thing and completed the order. Well, Justin and I have been out taking a couple orders because, again, today was really slow. And we took one order. It got it dropped off. I think it was like $5 to a local like Cajun restaurant. Well, then as we're driving back home, I get like a $12 and some change. It was like my hair's weird, but it was like a $12 and some change offer to go to Chicken Express. And I was like, heck yeah, that's the best order I've gotten in a while. So I go there and I tell them, you know, the customer's name. And she was like, someone came in here to pick that up and they tried to call her because we're out of chicken. And she was like, I think they hung up on each other. Or she was like, I don't know what happened. And she was like, but it's going to be a 7-minute wait for the chicken. And I was like, I'll wait 7 minutes, you know, for this $12 order. So anyway, they make the chicken. I send the lady a message telling her it's going to be a little bit, but they're working on it. And she doesn't reply. But anyway, I go drop it off. And I think Justin filmed. I was out there talking to her for a minute. And she was really confused. She was an older lady. And she was confused on what was happening with her order. She's like, I thought my order got canceled. And I was like, no, like, I don't think it got canceled because, you know, they sent it to me and Chicken Express still had it and everything. So anyway, I guess they were out of, because they're fixing to close, I think at 9 and it's like 8 something. And so they were out of one of the legs she wanted and all they had was wings and she didn't want a wing. So I guess the DoorDasher told her they would cancel it, but they ended up just unassigning it instead of canceling it. So when I got there, she told me that it was going to be a wait. So she made the leg for her. And when I got there, I told her, you know, I tried to explain it to her because she was really confused. And I saw that she was holding some money in her hand. And, but it's like she was playing, like trying to feel out the situation, like figure out what happened before she offered me the extra tip. Because I don't know if she thought I was the first dasher and the second dasher or what. But anyway, she was like, yeah, I thought it got canceled. And I was like, no, I said that, you know, they told me it was going to be a 7-minute wait. And I told them I would wait for it. And so she goes, well, I want to give you a little something extra for waiting. She handed me $8. Plus, the order in the app went up to $15 and some change. So, this is a pretty crazy order. Like, what was it? What did we say it was? $23 with the cash tip and everything when it was all said and done. So, that was a really, really good order. I'm glad I waited. Well, it's a couple days later, and I think I forgot to end the video. So, I just wanted to do that for you guys. We did end up, earlier in the day, I think I didn't film it or talk about it. But while Justin was getting home, I did get a Taco Bell order. And it was going probably 4 or 5 blocks down the street from Taco Bell. Pretty easy. And it was going into a place of business. But I did get a picture that I snapped for you guys while I was waiting for him to come over and grab it from me. Anyway, after that order that Justin and I were telling you guys about, where the lady tipped after drop-off because she thought she wasn't getting her order from Chicken Express because they were out of chicken, blah, blah, blah. We did get a McDonald's order. It was just 2 ice creams, and it was a hand it to me going to some apartments. So I got that one dropped off, and that was all we took. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see y'all in the next one.